Alright, hello everybody. Today we have a matchup between the Sentinels of Terra, the new Imperial Fists supplement, and my Tau force that's going to probably be going to Adepticon and also the Legion tourney coming up in December. So what we have with the Tau is we've got an ion head. This is a unit of gun drones. I couldn't find the other models, so those three squares are filling in. We've got a unit of 19 Kroot with a Kroot Hound, a unit of 7 Pathfinders. The Riptides have 2 Ethereals joined to them. The Ethereal with the painted unit right here, or the painted Riptide, is the Warlord. The Warlord trait he has is Skyfire for a turn, so we're actually probably going to switch those around and give him the burst cannon in one of the movement phases, just for when those flyers come on that the Imperial Fists have. We also have a Skyray, 3 broadsides with the high yield missile pods and smart missile system, with a couple shield drones, another 19-man unit of Kroot. Over in the far building over here we have 10 Pathfinders, and that's what we have on the board for the Tau. The Tau also have 2 units of outflanking Kroot with Kroot Hounds so that they can re-roll table edges, and then 2 units of 6-man Fire Warrior squads. They're just the reserves to come in later and grab objectives and hopefully not die to First Blood. So, alright, let's go look at the Imperial Fist side. We have a Dwarf Thunderfire cannon here for the moment. My order hasn't come in at recess just yet, so I'm expecting that shortly. We have down here a Combat Squadded Tactical Squad, and then a Devastator Squad with 4 missile launchers. Over here we have a Combat Squad. This is the other side of that Combat Squadded Space Marine Battle Squad with a las cannon. Then down here is a Devastator Squad who is combat squadded. We've got 2 las cannons bunkering down here in the building. This building has been reinforced by the Tech Marine of the Thunderfire cannon, so they'll have a 3+ cover save. And then we've got the other half of the Devastator Squad combat squadded here into the Rhino with its 2 fire points, so we'll shoot 2 las cannons out and hopefully not die to a lot of Tau shooting. Over here's a Scout Squad. We've got just 5 Camo Cloak Scouts. I already did the mission up, and it's the Scouring, so we've got our 6 objectives. We've got a 1 here, flip that over. My Scouts are happy to hold that. We've got a 2. We've got a 2. Here's the 4 objective. Then there's a 3 over here in the back corner, and a 3 here that the Sentinels of Terra are guarding. Okay, so let's take a look at the Space Marine reserves. We have Lysander and a Combat Squadded Devastator Squad. We have a Tactical Squad in a drop pod led by a Librarian. The Librarian's using telepathy, and he has Psychic Shriek and whatever the 6th one is, Hallucination, I believe. The Librarian has 3 Warp Charge points. Then we have 2 Storm Talons and 2 Landspeeder Storms with Scout Squads. The Storms have heavy flamers on them, as well as the Cerberus launcher. The Scout Squads have bolt guns and Combi Melta on the Sarges. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do turn 1, and the Tau have the first turn. We're going to roll the dice, see if the Sentinels can seize it. I'll come back at the end of turn 1 of the Tau. So we got a 2. No luck for the Sentinels. We'll see how this goes. Alright, here we are at the bottom of at the bottom of the Tau turn. The Ion Head here scattered off target and didn't do anything. Gun drones just moved forward. The Kroot moved onto the building here. They managed to take out 2 Marines from the combat squad, and then the Riptide with the burst cannon killed the remaining 3, so Tau got first blood. The Ion Riptide over here managed to mess up his Nova reactor, so he took a wound, and then he tried to overcharge his ion accelerator and took another wound for his trouble. So he failed 3 ones in a row. These guys just marker lighted the Devastator squad in there, and between the Kroot over here and the broadsides there, they've dropped the Devastator combat squad to just 1 las cannon, killing those members over there. Let's see, what else? That was kind of it for the Tau turn. The Imperial Fists took a little bit of beating and have no troops over here by this number 3, or the 3-point objective. Alright, I'll bring this back at the end of turn 1. Alright, so bottom of turn 1, Lysander wanted to land here, but almost scattered off the board edge. His Devastator combat squad came in, the Sergeant popped his Combi Melta and took the top off of the Ion head, so it's still functional with its burst cannons. Drop Pod did a wound to the Gundrone squad. The Kroot squad here lost 12 members just to the Thunderfire. They are absolutely amazing. I was hoping it wouldn't be that bad on the Kroot, but it was. They passed their leadership. They've got the Ethereal nearby who's making them stubborn, and leadership 10. The Riptide got very lucky. All the Devastators over here with las cannons tried to possibly finish him off since his shield was down, but they rolled all 1s and 2s to hit, so no luck there. The Devastators with missile launchers decided to shoot at the Skyray. The Skyray got 2 glances on it and a penetrating hit. Luckily, it made all of its cover saves, so very lucky for the Skyray. The Kroot in the center here lost 1 model from the Rhino shooting, and then the scouts over here managed to plink away a Pathfinder. They moved to the top of the building, or just around, to get some angles of fire so they can only snap fire with their sniper rifles. So pretty devastating turn for the Imperial Fist. They lost a large chunk of their force. They managed to kill some Kroot, but there's always a lot more of those. Alright, we'll go to Tau turn 2. Okay, another devastating turn of Tau shooting. Over here we have the Kroot come on, and they put some wounds on the tactical squad that was up there. The Kroot in this building added some weight to the fire, killing 3 of the guys, and these 2 are running off. The Kroot over in this building, with some assistance from the Pathfinders over there, shot up the scouts, killing 3 of them, and these 2 guys decided to run off as well. Let's see, over here in the backfield, this squad of Kroot decided to come in, and they lit up Lysander's unit. Caused a lot of wounds, but they made their armor saves. The Ion head without the turret used its burst cannons and dropped 2 of the Space Marines there. Let's see, the gun drones did nothing. They're just there to block off Lysander. Ion head over here. Well, actually, let me do this in correct order. Broadsides killed the tank. The tank exploded, killing the 1 Devastator las cannon that was left. Everybody inside was okay. Ion Riptide then overcharged, shot them, and they all failed their cover saves. Actually, they didn't have cover saves because the Pathfinders. Let's see, the burst cannon here didn't do anything this turn. Skyray did nothing. It's just been sitting back the entire game having fun. That's it for the Tau turn. Let's see what the Space Marines can do. Alright, an exciting turn for the Imperial Fist. Do you see this Librarian? He's the only member to survive his squad after the broadsides and the burst cannon Riptide intercepted when they came down. Now they went to this wall right here to hide from that guy so they didn't get pie plated because none of them have an invulnerable save. While that worked, They weren't expecting the broadsides and the burst cannon here to decimate the unit. So 9 Marines died, leaving just the Librarian alone. He tried to Psychic Shriek the burst cannon here, but he rolled 3 ones for his leadership, so nothing bad happened to him. Alright, over here, Lysander charged into the drones after they got flamed by the Landspeeder Storm that came onto the table edge here. Wiped out the drones. The scouts inside shot up some of the Kroot, and there's only just a few of them left. Over here, the drop pod, and that drop pod, along with the scout or Devastator squad here, shot into the Kroot, and there's only a few of them left. There was the big squad of Kroot over here that came in outflanking. The Thunderfire cannon dropped them to just 3 members left, and the 2 tactical squad members who were falling back, who regrouped, they shot into them, and with the Sentinels of Terror re-rolling within 12 inches, they were able to finish off the squad. Alright, let's see. The Storm Talons came in, and they took out the Pathfinder squad that was sitting right there. So, very impressive for those guys. The only thing that's able to shoot next round of the big scary stuff is this, because he didn't have any good shots and he didn't want to use his interceptor. The Skyray, it took a glancing hit from the missile launcher guys in the back here. They've not been having a great performance. The scouts went over here and are trying to hide to have that one measly little victory point. Alright, so that was it for the Imperial Fist turn. So we're going to go to the top of turn 3 with the Tau. Alright, in the end of Tau turn 3, we had 2 squads of Fire Warriors come on the board. That squad there, they put some shots onto Lysander, causing 1 wound. The Painted Riptide tried to ripple fire with his fusion guns. He caused wounds, but Lysander's made his saves, and he failed once again to activate his ion accelerator. Just regular overheating it, not the Nova charge. So he passed his armor save this time, so good job for him. These Kroot tried to put shots into the speeder, did nothing. The burst cannons here did nothing to the speeder. Let's see, so we've got just Lysander taking a wound there. The Skyray came and put 3 missiles into this Storm Talon, and it just managed to stun it, so it's going to have locked velocity, or it can only snap fire next turn. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the Tau turn. Oh, I forgot to do this challenge here real quick. Since the Riptide wasn't able to do anything, he figured he'd go try and smash the Librarian in combat. Alright, so the Librarian's going to issue a challenge. Ethereal's not going to accept it, so Librarian gets to swing first, and he only has 3 attacks. Alright, that's going to be 3 hits. Now he needs 6s to wound. He does have 1 6. Alright, let's see. If this is a 1, we might potentially kill the Riptide. Oh, it's a 2. Alright. Well, the Riptide's going to smish the Librarian now. I believe they have 3 attacks on the charge. Hold on 1 second. They will have 4 attacks on the charge. Whiff, whiff, whiff. And a 1. Okay, that did not go as planned. Well, I guess we'll go to Imperial Fist turn 3. Alright, another exciting turn. We have the Thunderfire, which is absolutely amazing. Every Space Marine player should have at least 1, if not 3 in their army. Decimated the Kroot in that building. Lysander was going to charge them. He was back here. Instead, since there was nothing left to charge, he just made it into combat with the Librarian and the Riptide and the Ethereal in the back. Everybody attacked each other, and the Riptide made all of its invuln saves, the Lysander made his invuln saves, and the Ethereal's declining combat. Let's see, the Librarian cast his Malediction of Hallucination on the broadsides, and they got the response, so they can't shoot next turn, which is awesome, because they probably would have lit up the last little bits of my army. Oops, I did not do the shooting. I'll let you know how it goes with the Storm Talons into those Pathfinders there. Just looking at that, forgot. The Devastator unit with missile launchers again fired at the Skyray. The Skyray managed to pass all 3 of its cover saves, so that thing is nearly impossible to kill. Alright, over here we've got the second Landspeeder Storm came in. It fired on the one Fire Warrior squad there with its flamethrower, killing 4. The guys inside killed the remaining 2. This Storm Talon came over, flamed the crew that was here, wiping them out, and then bolt gunning some Fire Warriors. So far, I must say these Storm Landspeeder Storms are just awesome. They've been doing way more in my army list than most everything besides the Thunderfire Cannon. Alright, let me go do this shooting, and I'll touch back at the bottom of turn 1, or turn... Alright, so end of turn 4. The Skywave managed to blow up the 1 wounded Storm Talon. The Storm Talons beforehand only managed to kill 2 of the Pathfinders from the squad. The combat over here is just a slow grinding mess. Nobody's doing any wounds to each other. Alright, the broadsides were unable to shoot this round because of the Psyker. The Painted Riptide tried to blow up the Landspeeder Storm, but it passed all of its cover saves, so the Fire Warriors rapid fired into it thanks to the Ethereal giving them 3 shots, and they blew it up. That's it for the turn. The crew had nothing to shoot at, so we're going to Imperial Fists turn 4. Okay, bottom of turn 4 we have a huge role reversal where the scouts, well actually let's start with the Storm Talon here, came in from over there, shot up the Warlord and the Riptide. The Warlord failed a Lookout Sir, so they wear no armor, so he was just instant splatted. The Riptide then proceeded to roll 4 1s for armor saves. Just was not a good outcome for that. The scouts over here multi-assaulted. They wiped out the Fire Warrior squad in combat, and the sergeant with the Melta-Bomb and Combi Melta strapped that Melta-Bomb to the Ion Head and blew it up. Finally, the Thunderfire Cannon failed to do anything. It was going after the Kroot and just totally whiffed into no man's land. The Devastator squad here with missile launchers shot at the Kroot and killed 1. Another giant whiff fest there in the center with the Riptide's 3+ invulnerable. Keeps staying up. He's not failing his Nova charges. I just can't kill him. Oh, yep. And the Librarian, using his telepathy power number 6, I think it's hallucination, he made the Riptide, or the broadsides, pinned this turn. So they'll only be snap firing. So a good go around for the Imperial Fists. Kind of surprising turnaround for the Tau. Alright, that was a quick turn 5 for the Tau. Even though the broadsides were pinned, the Pathfinders put their marker lights into the Storm Talon. As you can see, the Storm Talon's no longer there because they got 4 marker light hits, needing 6s, and the broadsides took care of the Storm Talon. So, in an effort to clean up troop points, the Skyray shot the 2 hiding scouts that were over here, so now nobody's going to be able to claim that objective. The stalemate in the center is just dragging on. It's unbelievable. Nobody's able to do any wounds. So that was it for the Tau turn. Bottom of 5 to the Imperial Fists. Alright, bottom turn 5 for the Imperial Fists. We had the scouts run up here to claim this objective in case the game ends. The scouts in the Landspeeder Storm there got out, and they are now claiming the objective worth 4 points, so that's 7 points and 3 points here that the Imperial Fists are claiming. If they can end the game this turn, we are going to win. The Tau have 4 points, but they can pretty easily drop it down to 5 points. They have First Blood. I do have Slay the Warlord and an extra for the Ethereal Dying, but they could conceivably still win this, just depending on how everything goes. And once again, nobody's able to inflict wounds here in the center. Very depressing. The broadsides were once again pinned by the Librarian. This telepathy hallucinogen is awesome. I think I like having the Librarian in my list. I'm just sad his bodyguard squad went bye-bye. Alright, let's see if the game ends. We just need... And it continues. Alright, coming back with the end of Tau 6. Alright, Tau turn 6. Once again, pinned broadsides really doesn't mean much. Pathfinders over here lit up the scouts, so the broadsides wiped them out with smart missiles and high-yield missile pods. Skyray has no more missiles, but it did use its smart missile system to shoot up the scouts over there and killed 1. So they're fine. The Kroot shot into these warriors, and they are fine. Alright, combat over here. Lysander finally managed to put 1 wound on the Riptide. So it's got 4 wounds remaining. There's just a dead-end combat. Alright, another quick turn. Really the only thing of note was that these guys are unable to shoot. They got the result from hallucination from the Librarian. Still nothing going on in that combat. The Thunderfire Cannon lobbed some shots into the Pathfinders and wiped the squad out. Really wonderful. Nothing else happened, and let's see if the game ends here at the bottom of 6. And we continue going on. Alright, top of turn 7, we've got the Tau. They were able to wipe out the Tactical Marines here. Kroot shot into them. The Skyray shot into the scouts over here, killing 1, making them flee. They should be able to rally and get back to that objective. Still no combat results over here. Alright, and that is the end of the game. The Thunderfire went way off target. Missiles were unable to do anything. Still, that stupid Riptide making all of its saves and Lysander making all of his, so nothing going on. We've actually got a score here of 3 to the Tau's 2. Tau did get First Blood, but I have Slay the Warlord and 1 extra point for taking out the Ethereal. So it's actually going to be a Space Marine victory. Actually, I also have Linebreaker in the back there as well. So, good job, Crimson Fists. I may have to rethink when I'm taking over to Steel City.